Hello, food lovers! Today we're going to do some fusion food in between the French and Japanese kitchen, and we're going to make some delicious duck and foie gras sushi maki. I'm Wes, let's get started. And we're going to start off with the ingredients for the sushi rice. I'm going to use 500 grams of a good quality of sushi rice, a teaspoon of sea salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar. I also got some kelp. This is dashi kombu. That's going to give us a little bit of umami taste to our rice. I'm also going to use half a cup of rice vinegar, and I'm going to add a few tablespoons of sake, which we normally don't use in sushi rice, but it goes perfectly with the foie gras. We're going to use a duck fillet or duck breast if you like, and of course we're going to need some foie gras. This is the cooked foie gras you can get in the stores. We're not going to use nori sheets, but we're going to use soy sheets, or also called soya sheets. You can find them in any color you like. We're also going to need some fresh figs, and we're going to serve our makis with some sushi ginger. I got about half a cup of sweet soy sauce, and I'm going to add a small teaspoon of yuzu powder to the sweet soy sauce. We're going to add the rice vinegar to a bowl, a few tablespoons of sake, maybe 3 to 4. Now add the sugar, add the salt. We're going to add a few pieces of kombu. Stir it up a little bit, and we're going to keep it at room temperature for about 1 hour, the time we cook our rice. And we're going to wash our rice in cold water. Just turn it around gently. Change the water again. And we're going to do this about 3 to 4 times. And then we're going to drain the rice. Add about 1.2 of the rice volume of water. And of course, if you don't have a rice cooker, use any pan with a lid. And refer to the instruction on the package of the rice to know the cooking time. I'm going to put a wet kitchen towel on my rice cooker to keep all the steam inside. Our duck fillet is going to be cooked rare, and we're going to put our duck fillet skin size down in our frying pan, and we're going to start with a low heat, and that's going to melt away all the fat into the pan. No salt, no pepper. As you can see, on the low heat the fat comes out very easily, so we continue frying it a little bit for 8 to 10 minutes, and we're going to turn the duck fillet. And we're just going to fry it 2 minutes on the other side. Take out the fillet. As you can see, it's nicely brown on the outside. We're going to let our fillet cool down and keep it in the freezer for 15 to 20 minutes. Our rice is cooked. Now you can use a bowl, or if you have one of these rice baskets, these are quite handy. We're going to take our rice out. But we're not going to scrape it off the bottom. What sticks on the bottom is not good. And we're going to add our rice vinegar. It's about 2 to 3% of your rice. And now we're going to stir this really gently. You don't want to crush the rice. You really go very gently with this. We're just going to fan our rice a little bit to cool it down very quickly. Scoop it around. Put a damp cloth on your rice, so your rice is not going to dry out. And this way you can preserve your rice for 2.5 to 3 hours. So I've mixed about half a teaspoon of yuzu powder into my sweet soy sauce. So once our duck fillet is really cold, and we're going to try to slice this as thin as possible in a diagonal way. You really need a sharp knife for this. Just let the knife do the work. The figs, they're very cold too, so they're much easier to cut. Very thin slices as well. Here we go. The foie gras. We got a bowl with cold water and some vinegar. We got our sushi rice, the soy sheet, make your hands a little bit wet. And we're going to put a thin layer of rice on there. You really don't want to use too much rice. So it's a little bit over the half of the sheet, not exactly 3/4, a little bit more in between. I'm going to add our duck fillet. Slice one in half. Some foie gras. And then we're going to roll it up. Without pressing too much. And at the end, we're going to wet a little bit the sheet. Now you don't do this with nori sheet, that is going to ruin your maki, but the soy seed needs a little bit of glue, a little bit of water to stick. We're just going to compress it a little bit, but really slightly. Then we're going to add our fig on top. There you go. We're going to put a film over there. And then we're going to compress this a little bit. There you go. Now you need a wet cloth for the knife. We're going to cut them in half. Let the knife do the work. Well, as you can see, these sheets are very fragile. Duck and foie gras Makizushi. Bon appetit. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was useful for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that bell. It's a great motivation for me. And as this story ends, my dear friends, all that's left to say, bon appetit and see you back soon.